Okay, so I've got my Irvine 40 here again. In a previous video, I showed that it didn't run very well, and it ended up that there were actually two front housing screws that were marginal on the threads in there. So what I did was I found some other screws and just jammed them in this thing to hold it in place. So I'm going to give this engine a second chance here, see if I can get it to run any better. I've got the same 11.6 APC prop, same 5% fuel, same rainy day. I did change the glow plug. This plug looks more like a Tower Hobbies short plug. Looks kind of like an OS plug, but it doesn't have any markings on it. So we'll see if putting some new screws in this thing, tightening that front housing up so it doesn't come loose, and putting a new plug on here makes a difference at all. So let's see. Okay, so this engine runs much better now. It's amazing how well an engine will run if the front housing screws don't come out and wobble around. No, but in all seriousness, I've got this engine tuned pretty well. The carb on this thing is a bit interesting because doing my normal carb tuning, it seemed like when you go from idle to full throttle, it still seemed to hesitate quite a bit, but indicating a rich, still a little bit rich, but every time I go a little bit lower, leaning out that low-speed needle, then it would want to die. So I've got it about to the point where it's happiest. It does not have the best idle to high-speed transition that I've seen, but it's a good running engine. And it turns this 11.6 prop pretty happily at about 10,500 as the rain comes down even harder. So I'm going to wrap this up and say, okay, sure, this was a used engine and it had some issues. I think I've remedied those issues for the most part, and I've got a pretty decent engine here. So I'm not saying all Irvines are bad. This one still has some interesting construction aspects to it, but overall I'd say this is a pretty decent little engine. So thank you for watching.